Hi, Missy the Dancer here. It's dark. That's for a good reason. We're gonna stretch for some sanity. I really need it, and I know a lot of us need it. So I'll just share with you how I go about doing that. And instead of getting into the ugly details, we'll just summarize in a few short words. I taught all day today. I was way up here dancing. And then at the end of the day, way down here, has to do with being tired, not seeing my husband right now, and dancing for the first time in a long time. Dancing brought on my depression, and just like an hour ago, I was really struggling with this. But I think what I've realized is, because dancing's always been my happy place. So, that was kind of scary to feel that today. But I realized what it was. It's just I really miss Mike. I love dancing with him, as I know so many of you do. And I am the luckiest girl alive to be married to him. So on one hand, dancing always makes me feel really good. But on the other hand, the fact that my husband is unavailable, and it's just, I'm tired, it's been going on 3 weeks. It's just sad, it's just depressing. And then my mind just goes, and I imagine that's what it's like to lose your spouse, like it's just so incredibly sad. They're just not there with you to share the things you love. It's all about sharing, as we all know. What's a beautiful experience if you can't share it with anybody? It's still great for you, but being able to share, I don't know, elongates the feeling, I guess. So anyways, that's what I've realized. And so I'm all over the place with my emotions right now. And before I go to bed, and try to go to bed, which I won't be able to, I need to ground myself, stretch out. My knees have been bothering me, and relax. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to stay mostly on the floor because it's the end of the day, and there are 3 main goals in the yoga poses, which I use a lot of yoga poses: strength, flexibility, and relaxation. And so some of the poses focus on all of them, some focus on just one or the other, and some just one. Anyways, I'm going to do most of the relaxing poses, which is what I recommend before bedtime. I don't recommend doing any strengthening. Flexibility is good too before bedtime, but even that, especially for me, can wake me up. And so what I like to do is start with a forward bend. Because we're forward, we naturally go inward. And here I just like to take some deep breaths. While I'm in this pose, I am focusing on my heels as anchor points. Again, I'm not trying to overstretch or really push into this right now because I'm in a relaxation pose. But I am making sure my heels are anchored down and right on the center of them. I'm not rolled out like this or inwards. So I focus on those 2 points and I connect to the ground. And then when I take a deep breath, I imagine the breath going all the way in through the back side of my body, inflating like a balloon. And then on the exhale, I watch it and I feel it release. I have a really tight small back, so I really should stay here for minutes on end. And sometimes I do, to be honest. Sometimes it's so late that I'll actually fall asleep here. You know, it took me some time to figure out these relaxation poses. Some people it's easier to relax than others. For me, it's really hard for me to relax. Let go. When you feel a certain spot of tension, what you want to do is imagine that spot is a tiny balloon, and when you breathe, it's expanding without any exertion, just using the breath, and then exhaling, and again, no extra exertion. Exertion? You know what I mean. When your emotions are as worked up as mine are, it does take time. So I think a lot of people, they rush. You know, they don't stick with the stretching because it could be boring. It takes time. If you can find the right music when you're first getting started, or even watching TV. I used to watch TV all the time as a kid when I had to stretch. When my teacher was like, "You need to stretch more." She didn't sound like that. But find something that can take your mind off of the stretching for a minute and just get your body used to doing it, and it'll be more acceptive of it. And then you can start being more mindful of your stretching. You gotta start somewhere. And I think for a lot of people, that's the big hump. Because yeah, definitely stretching is boring if it's just stretching, but it's so much more than that. It can be so much more than that, depending on who you are and what you need it for. Just like dance. To me, they're one and the same. For me, sanity. I used to stretch and dance for a lot of different reasons, but these days it all boils down to my sanity. SANITY, sanity. So as I'm going through these relaxation poses here, I'm starting with more of a stretch pose, mainly because I have really tight lower back and hips and glutes from all the dancing. And all the actually wearing the heels is really what does it. People say, "Well, why don't you wear flats?" Well, then I have a whole other set of problems, so it's okay. But I'll start with this stretch just to focus on the part that I feel needs it, and then what I'll do is just kind of come over, walk down, and I try to make sure I get things even, because you don't want to relax into a shape that is not good for your body. And I'm not going to say any specific shape here, because again, all of our bodies are different, and that's really important to remember. I know one thing that kept me from progressing in my stretching and my yoga for a while was that I was just trying to be like everybody else that was teaching it to me. And I think that's okay in the beginning to get you going, but then you got to start really listening to your own body, and your body's not going to enjoy what you're doing, and you're not going to get the benefits of it if you're not following your body and what it specifically needs. And it may look way different, you know. That's okay. You gotta trust. You gotta trust what your body needs. You gotta develop that relationship with yourself. I have a really good example of that actually. I was stretching the other night, but do you think I can remember it right now? No. But anyway, so then I'm gonna come down to the floor. Oh, my favorite. I have a shirt that says I'm here for Savasana, which is corpse pose, which if you don't know anything about yoga, that's okay. Just know what a corpse is. Right? Oh, I just lay down. Oh, see, I feel my lower back here. I'm not quite ready for this pose yet. But it's a good pose to hit in the middle of different stretches and poses because it what am I looking for? What's the word? Resets the spine. Yeah, that's it. Just resets it all. I'm going to one of my favorites, which is just a knee hug. This one really works my lower back. When you do this, you want to make sure your chin is tucked down. You're trying to get your entire spine flat on the floor. That's the goal. So in order to do that, you can't be like looking up with your eyes or your head. Give yourself the best double chin that you can, and try to get your neck hinged down like this on the ground. And you can just hear me breathing. I'm just doing all of it, using my mind's eye and imagining those tight spots expanding without any trouble and releasing. A really good release night. It's crazy what will release in my body. Comment or share if you have the same experiences, like noises and shifts. So bizarre. And we wonder why we feel so out of whack when we don't do these things. I only wonder why these days for a brief moment. I'm like, oh yeah, didn't just stretch for my sanity. I kind of want to go back to, again, maybe because I'm stretching and thoughts are getting clearer. You know, I'm trying to empty my mind, but this is part of the process. Back to dance depressing me. I'm sure I have students and maybe even coworkers who experience that often. But I can honestly say that dancing and teaching dance has been such a light in my life from everything else, that the last time I felt that dancing made me feel depressed, I can tell you, I remember it. And I remember because I was like, I'm too old to feel this way, but I need to be more careful. Anyways, I was in college and I got cut. I auditioned for a character shoe dance, and I did not make it. I was a tomboy, so there's that. I could barely walk in heels. Anyways, um, but I just remember it being so and I wanted to have that part of me, you know. I wanted to feel sexy. I was a tomboy, but I think I was only a tomboy because I didn't think I could be sexy. And so it was just really depressing, you know. It's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna be not sexy for the rest of my life. But then I was like, no, no, no. That's not what I want. So I worked on that part of myself, you know. And long story short, here I am, professional ballroom dancer. It's funny how things work out. And anyways, as a professional, you know, you learn that those things, those moments are all part of the journey. That honestly, for me, I got to a place where the bads in dancing never affected me emotionally like that because I knew where it would take me. You know, for me, the reward was so worth it. It's just part of the journey. You know, you just know that because you're so immersed into it as a professional. So again, I hadn't experienced that depression feeling of dancing in a long time, so it was a huge shock to me. I was like, what is this? And such as I woke up so happy and so excited for the day, I was having a great day, and then all of a sudden it was like a smack in the face. Anyways, see, I'm already feeling better. I'm feeling more sane. What I'm doing right now are my figure fours. These are really, really good for sciatica pain. There's a lot of different things you can think about in the stretch, but again, it's such a personal thing. If you really want like a super deep stretch, keep your angles right. Keep this right angle like this is really deep. But I can't really relax in this position. I can for a minute, and then I start to get like anxious, tired, for me anyway. So for me, I focus on keeping my heels going projected out to protect my knees, both feet. And I just let this one relax down. And then so that I'm not feeling like I'm using my hip flexor here to hold this up, I go ahead and interlace my fingers and use my abs to pull this up a little bit first. And then just latch it in there. And usually I'll lose my feet a little bit because it's really tight. Some days I can't even get this latch. Like right now, this is not feeling. Maybe if I breathe, I can. Relaxing. But it's feeling way too like it's too forced. So I gotta back up a little bit, and what I'll do is go behind the thigh instead and hold it there. That's much better. So you never want to be afraid to back up for yourself. Some days you're going to be further. Oh, that's my stomach. Very hungry, I guess. And then other days you won't be, and that's okay. It's like the cha-cha thing. Take one step back to take two steps forward. Cha-cha-cha. Something like that. Sometimes this isn't even possible for me, so honestly what I'll do is just put my foot on the floor. And if this isn't enough stretch, what I'll do is I'll come to a seating position and do it on the floor like this. And then bend over. Wow, can you guys hear my stomach? I didn't realize I was that hungry. Something else I gotta get better at is eating. Lately I've been keeping myself so busy because I'm so emotionally like fragile right now. I just forget to eat. The other day I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't eat lunch, and then I kept trying to get to it, and then it was dinner time and I got the kids, and I was putting the kids down to sleep, but I was like, I never ate lunch, and then dinner. So we take these moments to realize these things about ourselves and what our body needs, and we're gracious to ourselves. I use a lot of humor because I was raised with pretty strong hand, and so it's a natural thought for me to be strong and hard on myself, which is getting better. I'm working on it, but so I'll use a lot of humor. As soon as that thought happens, I'll fire back with some humor. And that helps. Ooh, this. So this is goddess pose. I guess I need this one. This is really feeling it right here. I'm gonna have to get some blocks though. So if that one hurts too bad for so many of y'all, including myself right now, what we do, hold on. Just get my blocks that are over here on the shelf. And we come back over here. Very slowly. I gotta remind myself to move slow. That's the other thing, I move too fast all the time. Negates that for me. Okay, and I'll put some blocks under my knees to support. Oh, that's so much better. I'm still feeling the stretch here in my hips, but now I'm able to relax. I'm gonna push my chin down, got the soles of my feet together, and again I'm putting some energy into my heels. Not too much where I feel like I can't relax, but just enough that they're saying hi. Keeping that alignment and protection on my knees. Again, my knees have been really bothering me, so I gotta make sure I'm protecting them. And as you go through these stretches, you should start to feel your body heavier and heavier, which means you're relaxing more and more. And this is a good technique to be aware of and to be able to use even in bed, like right as you're falling asleep. I know for me, my mind keeps me up awake a lot. Keeps me awake up. So what I'll do is try to put my mind focus on my body, using my breath to assist the relaxation, and just watch it, observe it, get heavier and heavier. And before you know, I'm sleeping. Most of the time. Other times I'm using the prescription the doc gave. True story, but I mean, it's what it is, you know. Life is hard, and we have beautiful gifts and brains that develop tools to help us along. The last one I'm going to do tonight, because I'm starting to feel sleepy, this is good, I'm ready for bed, it's the banana pose. It's a great stretch for me personally, because again, I'm so tight through my hips, but also throughout the sides of my bodies. So what we do here is we start in corpse pose just to kind of get reset. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to move my right leg to my right corner of my mat, and I'm going to take my head to the right corner of my mat. It gives me this sort of this banana curve on the side, see, and then I take my left foot and try to keep your hips on the ground. You want to see how tight I am? I can get my leg across tonight. Usually I cross my legs there, but you don't have to. If you're not, if like this hip comes off, if you have to flip this hip up, that's not good. You don't want to do that. You want it to be more like that. Then you can grab your elbows. I like to do that for my shoulder stretch, but you don't have to. And making sure the chin is tucked in. And here I like to focus on my 4 points, the 2 on my hips, both my hips, and both my shoulder blades. And just try to feel equal weight using my breath, relaxing into those 4 points. I wonder if I'll speed this up for you guys, or if I should just leave it as it is and you can fast forward as you go. Because if I speed it up, you won't get all the good dialogue, right? Not that it's all good, but there's some good tips in here. Thoughts. Anyways, stop thinking, more relaxing. Other side, I'm gonna do that. See? It's okay to get distracted. Just forgive yourself and get back on track. I think I learned that best from basketball. I was always messing up on offense. My coach didn't seem to care if I made it up on defense, and neither did I. When I'm doing relaxation poses, I like to keep my eyes shut. It just helps me focus on not focusing, on anything and just being. It limits the distractions for me. I don't really recommend that when you're doing when you have a different goal in mind, such as strength or flexibility, because the eyes will help focus on that. Slow movements, inhaling and exhaling. Finding corpse pose here. Here I will open my eyes because usually what I feel is straight isn't. So I'll kind of peek down my body just before I hit my final pose and make sure I'm not like curved or anything. And then I just let my body open, take up as much space as you need. If you have kids, you can't do this with them as you're going to bed with them, right? It's cuddle time. I mean, if you get in bed first, you just lay like this and then let them lay on top of you. There's an idea. But here there's a lot of different tactics you can use, but essentially you want to get your whole body relaxed. And I'll make a video or two, I'm sure, of corpse pose. So you can be looking for that in the future if you need some more tips on that. Essentially, I'm going to have to start talking, or stop talking, not start. See, not thinking nothing's good. I'm going night-night. Going night-night without actually going to sleep. I'm still aware that my body is so relaxed. And I want to start relaxing my face and my mouth and my jaw, so this will be the end of the dialogue. And before I stop talking, I'll thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting, and please just leave a comment or message me to say hi, or if you have any questions, let let me know. I'm here to teach and help as much as I can. Mainly because I know it's what I'm meant to do, but also because so many people I've learned from somebody. You know, I mean, I wouldn't be who I am and as successful and happy as I am if it wasn't for them being bold and sharing and selfless, you know, and just sharing information. So I want to be like that. Okay, thank you so much. I hope everybody has a sane rest of your time, whatever you're at, whatever you're doing.